Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bay Area Focus. I'm your host, Michelle Griego. There is something for everyone on this show. Books, new shows, even some cool insects for the kids. But first, the 2019 San Francisco International Arts Festival will bring dozens of artists from all over the world to Fort Mason, and this year's central theme is Path to Democracy. Festival founder Andrew Wood is here to tell us all about it. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so on the desk here, you have it all
It's all laid out.
Planned out.
Yes.
It's all laid out. You have about, what, 50 acts?
companies performing in 10, 11 days.
How do you even do that, plan for it?
Well, it takes us about 2.5 years. I'm looking now for 2021. When I leave the festival this year to go on my travels, I'll be looking for 2021. 2020 is done.
It's definitely a lot of planning.
Yeah.
You've been doing this since 2002.
Yes.
And this
So
is
since
everything. This
2003.
is from dance, theater, music.
Dance, theatre, music, performance art, yeah.
Even
some comedy.
comics.
Even some comedy has got its way into the festival program. We have some great comedy shows as well.
Well, as I mentioned, the theme is the Path to Democracy. How did you get to this theme this year?
It's the third theme that we've kind of been responding to the man in the White House currently. And this year it's more about, well, how do we articulate our own ways back to democracy, seeing as it's becoming a little bit imperiled here, some might say. So we looked at ways that democracy is trying to imagine itself, or the steps that people are taking to democracy in different parts of the world. And so we have a company coming from Hong Kong who created a work during the Yellow Umbrella protests in 2014. It's not overtly about democracy, but it's as much as they can say in that part of the world. We have a great piece coming from the Czech Republic. It's based on Václav Havel's Audience, and it was written just after the Prague Spring in 1968, where the playwright, it's Havel in disguise, has to go, because he's penniless, he has to go and get a job. So he gets a job in a brewery, and it turns out that his boss is a communist spy. So the boss sits him down with a beer one day and then just proceeds to pump him for information about his contacts and about what he's planning for democracy. It's a comedy piece, but it's really about what was happening in the struggle for democracy at that part of the world at that time. You know, in some ways, it's a little bit. You can sort of say we can look back and laugh now, but then it was very serious.
Sure.
And we have other works coming from different parts of the world that speak to that. And there's also some of the work that's local that has as a theme the path to democracy. We have a Bharatanatyam company coming from San Jose, Abhinaya Dance Company. Their work is actually about Martin Luther King. We have another piece as part of our family program, Jessica Fuderman Dancers. Their piece is about Little Bo Peep, but it's really about how do you find your own family if you're a refugee or if you've been displaced, your right to find a family of your own and to be able to do that. So there's lots of different things that all kind of loosely touch in.
Well, it just sounds like it's educational as well as entertaining, and
it is both. We try to do that. Yes.
What I love about this festival, you know, it's the International Arts Festival, but you have mostly local artists.
It's 75-25, so 75% local artists, 25% international artists, and most of the local artists are making new work. So they're producing things for the first time. And so we balance that out with things that we've seen. I go around the world seeing the international work, so I know what that is. So we can sort of say, well, you can experiment with this over here, and then there's these things coming that we know what they are over here.
Yeah, multiculturalism, that is huge.
There is. We have a festival pass, and we encourage people to pick and choose between lots of different genres. But if you wanted to have an African diaspora pass, you could. If you wanted to have a Latino pass, you could. If you wanted to have a family program pass, you could. Or a Chinese or an Asian or a Pan-Asian program, or an LGBT program on pass. There's enough programming in the festival that reflects all of those either cultural identities or ethnicities, or if you wanted to have a Path to Democracy pass with 5 shows about democracy, then you could have that as well.
Well, there's something for everyone.
We
Andrew,
do our best.
Yes, thank you so much for coming on the show. The San Francisco International Arts Festival is happening from May 23rd to June 2nd at Fort Mason in San Francisco. And for performance information, just go to sfiaf.org. Coming up, the author of A Palm Beach Wife, and later, producer Tracy Edmonds talks about her new show, Games People Play. We'll be right back.